I'm Pete Daniel, and I live in the Tamar Valley on the border of Devon and Cornwall. Join me on my adventures in the Tamar Valley as I try and show you some of the wildlife I love to see and film. As well as other projects me and my family undertake on our daily routines. Join me this week as there's some good news for the hedgehogs around the Weir Peninsula. We get up to the garden to start getting on with some jobs whilst the weather's right. It all starts to happen back home in the incubator with the chicken eggs, before me and Elsie Joanie go down to the valley to set up some cameras, and then we go back to the weir, so fingers crossed we might get something on those cameras. Another beautiful start to the week in the Tamar Valley, and we are making the most of it as there is rain on the way. But before we get to work, there's something I want to show you. Well, last night was Fish and Chip Friday in our house, and the wife went down as always to see Paul down at Tap Hill to pick up our tea. But not only did she come back with fantastic fish and chips last night, she also come back with one of these, and I think these are really, really good. This is one of the hedgehog signs that me and the girls helped to make. Of course, I cut up all the timber work, and the girls painted them all up with wood preserve, and then we passed them back to Paul. He's had them laminated, and he's had them put together, and I think they look absolutely brilliant. And I really can't wait to see these in the verges around the Weir Peninsula. It's going to be fantastic. And if you do see these when you're driving around, please, please do slow down, because you're helping to save the lives of the hedgehogs, and that would be really, really good. Well, that's fantastic news about the hedgehog signs, and I think they look really, really good. But I'm off to the garden now, where things aren't such good news, and I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. Well, before I do any work to the garden today, I wanted to show you the progress in my bird nest box. I come up a fortnight ago and put the camera on, and I seen that the birds had started building a nest, and that was absolutely brilliant. Last week I checked it, and the nest was getting quite big quite quick, which is fantastic news, and I thought it's all going to start happening in the next few days. Next time I put the camera on, surely I'm going to see a bird in the box sat on some eggs. I've come up today, and there's nothing in there. The nest is exactly the same as it was 5 or 6 days ago when I checked it. For some reason, the birds have stopped building the nest, and I don't know why. A couple of reasons I can think of. Maybe it's this cold weather's come back. It's put the birds off a nesting. I don't know. Also, I've seen a sparrowhawk around the gardens, and if he's taking one of the parent birds, that could be another reason why there's nothing happening in the box. And I just hope that that's not the reason. But all I'm going to do now, and all I can do now, is just keep monitoring the box over the next few days. It's not looking very hopeful, but I shall keep my fingers crossed. Well, I just hope that the birds come back, but I must admit I'm not too hopeful about that, but I'll keep my fingers crossed. But there's always something to do up at the garden, so all I can do now is get on with my next project. Well, another little project we want to carry out this year is our wildlife area up at the garden. Of course, we've already got the bird table with all the birds coming here feeding. That's fantastic. We've got the pond that we put in last year. The girls want to do a bit of work on that to get that planted out, to try and get the frogs and everything coming back, and that'll be really, really good. Of course, this area here, I'm going to leave go wild. The girls have put some wildflowers in last year, and they're starting to come back. They've also planted more seeds this year, so we can put out, and that's all starting to come up. We went down to Beer Fairs to see Mrs. Wilmot yesterday, and we've picked up more plants. We've got lavender, we've got foxgloves, and all sorts of different things that's going to bring back the butterflies and the bees and the insects, and it's going to be really, really good. I want to try and get a hedgehog house in there with a camera in it, and see if we get any visitors. So it's all going to start coming together in the next few weeks. Right, I better get on and get some stuff in the garden, because there's rain coming this afternoon. Right, well, my main job today is to get the potatoes in the ground. I've chitted the potatoes, which basically means I've got them to start sprouting. I've left them in the shed with a little bit of light coming through the window, and it gets them to start to sprout. So it gives them a head start to go in the ground. You can see they're all shooting up. And that'll be really good to get them in the ground. because the rain's coming this afternoon. If I can get them in, then I'm going to get them watered, so that'd be fantastic. I've got peas to go in, and I've got some beans to go in. I've got broad beans, I've got some dwarf beans as well. So if I can get them in before the rain comes, fantastic. Tash has already put some peas in and some French beans. They come up doing really, really well in the raised bed there. I just want to show you this. This is our cold frame, and this is the seeds that the girls planted a few weeks ago. There's daisy sprouts, look, fantastic they are. They've come up, we've got 3 trays of them. We've got some sweet corn that's come up, doing really, really well. And we've got some broad beans, but they're not quite ready to go out yet. They've been in the greenhouse, and I've put them into the cold frame, and they'll stay in there now for a couple of weeks until they're ready to go out, and it's getting them used to the cold weather outside coming from the greenhouse. Okay, right, it looks like the weather's starting to change, so I need to get on and do some work and stop talking about it all the time.
The first thing I do is to dig my rows for the potatoes, about 6 inches deep. I drop the potatoes in the row, equally spaced apart. Then I cover them over and leave them to go until the plants shoot. And when they get to about 8 inches high, I'll ridge the rows up. Then it's time for the peas to go in. Now I put my posts into the ground and attach my net for the peas to grow up. And then I sows the peas about 2 inches down, covers them over and leaves them go. Finally, I get my broad beans and dwarf beans into the ground. And just before the weather starts to change, and in the Tamar Valley, it can change very, very quickly.
God dear, oh dear. I'll tell you what, you can't ever believe it, can you, eh? A couple of hours ago, I was out in the garden in a t-shirt in the sunshine enjoying myself. All of a sudden, it's come in, it's gale force winds outside and the rain's coming down. But you can't alter it, it's the Tamar Valley, you can't change nothing. But we had a really, really good day today at the garden. I'm really, really pleased. I'm glad I got the potatoes in and the peas in and those beans as well. We put more seeds in the greenhouse. I think we've got beetroot in now, and we've got butternut squash going in as well. Cauliflower's been planted in the greenhouse in pots as well, so that's all good. So it's all starting to come together. Phase 2 of the garden. Right, I'm going to get home and get out of these wet clothes and have myself a cup of tea as well and warm myself up.
Well, it's time to get back home and leave that weather to blow through. And also, there's something happening back in the incubators with my chicken eggs that I want to get back and see.
Well, do you know what? I think that's absolutely brilliant. I come through the door from the garden, I looked in the incubator, I thought, nothing's happening. This ain't going to work. Something's gone wrong here. But I put the torch on and I had a look in there, and to see that is absolutely brilliant. Right, brilliant. I'm going to leave them to it for a minute. Right, okay, well I showed you earlier that the first chick is starting to make its way out down in the incubator. He made that little crack in the shell. Well, now that little crack that chick made is quite big, and I don't think it's going to be very long before that chick's out. So I've come up and I've set up the pen ready for the chicks to come out the incubator. I put the heat lamp up because of course you've got to keep them warm, because once they come out the incubator they haven't got feathers yet. That'll take 5 or 6 weeks for them to develop their feathers. They're more like little balls of fluff when they come out the incubator, and you put them in the air to keep them warm. There's food, chick crumb, and there's water in there ready for them. But now I want to take you down and show you the progress of this chick coming out. It's absolutely brilliant what you're going to see. Fantastic. Right, now everything's set up in the shed, just have a quick look in the incubator and I'll show you the hole that the chick's made. It's a lot bigger than what it was before. So there you are, you can see that the chick has made the hole a lot bigger, and he's pushing that, you can see him pushing, and that chick is inside that egg. And what he's got is on his beak, he's got what they call an egg tooth. It'll look like this, and he'll go around the egg like this until he's all the way round. It's like a tin opener. And then that will let the cap of the egg fall off, and then the chick will come out the egg, and he's hatched out. And that'll be absolutely brilliant.
It looks like it could be a long old night, so all I can do now is sit and wait and see what happens, and fingers crossed.
Well, do you know, I stayed up till midnight last night to try and show you a chick coming out the egg. Of course, it made a crack in the egg and was on the way out. But in the end I had to give up because nothing was happening. So I went to bed. And I come down this morning and the chick's out in the incubator, look. So there you are, look. You can see the chick, look. I haven't been out very long. but it shan't be long before he's stood up and walking around inside that incubator. But unfortunately, I missed the hatching out of that chick, so I couldn't show you that. But the good news is, I've looked in the other incubator, and there's another one that's already started. So hopefully today, I should be able to show you that chick hatching out the egg, and that'd be brilliant. And hopefully, fingers crossed, a few more of them eggs is going to start hatching. Because they're in the day 21, and now it should all start to happen. So fingers crossed for that. But now, I'm going to get on my breakfast before it all starts to happen. There you are, look, you can see that the chick's making its way around the egg. Like I said, he's using that egg tooth on his beak, a bit like a can opener, to go around the top of the egg. And when he's gone all the way around, the top of the egg will fall off and the chick will come out. So, he's nearly there. He's over there. You can check the moment. There you go. Oh, there he is out there. Look at that, look. Little beauty. Oh, it's brilliant.
Well, do you know, that was absolutely brilliant to watch that chick come out of the egg and into the big wide world. And this time of year, watching the new life come into the world is absolutely brilliant. Well, now it's time to get back down to the valley and to see what we can find down there. And maybe we'll find some new life, and that'll be absolutely brilliant.
Look at that. That's the female peregrine falcon, and the white fluffs he sat on is chicks, and that's absolutely brilliant. That is fantastic to see. Who gets to see that, eh? I'm one lucky boy, I tell you that much. That's absolutely brilliant. Beautiful bird. Well done, Mum. Fantastic. Right, I've seen what I wanted to see. I'm going to disappear now and leave her go and let her go with it. But that's brilliant news, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant.
Well, that's fantastic to see that there's chicks in the peregrine's nest underneath Mum. Hopefully next time I visit the nest, I may be able to get a clear shot of the chicks. So fingers crossed for that. But now, I'm back off down to the valley. And today I'm taking my daughter with me to see if we can find another kind of animal.
Right, okay, well I've come down to the valley today and I've brought my youngest daughter Elsie with me. And we're looking for something in particular. What are we looking for today, Elsie?
We're trying to find some fox cubs.
Exactly, we're going to have a look around the valley to see if we can find a fox den. Or an earth as some people call it. Now what we're looking for is movement around a hole. Something like around a badger set, something like that. Because foxes do use badger sets for their dens, okay? So what we're looking for is movement around the hole, and also we'll be looking for things like feathers from pheasants and pigeons and whatnot, because now, the coming end of April, the fox cubs should be coming above ground. So hopefully the vixen will be bringing food back for the cubs to feed on. So we're going to have a good look around the valley. I've got some trail cameras. Hopefully we'll find some signs. We can put some trail cameras down and see if we get anything. That'd be really, really good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Right, let's go for it then. Let's get into that wood. Right, you carry on, mate, and I'll catch up. Here, you take the binoculars, go see what you can find. See what that was moving, okay?
Yeah.
Good, mate. Catch you in a minute. Right, okay, we're walking down through the track of the wood to try and find the fox dens. And on the way down, we've seen some movement up over the top of the hill. Elsie's gone to check it out because we think it may be roe deer. So that'd be really good if she can try and get a shot on her camera. That'd be brilliant. But as we're walking down through, I just want to share with you a little bit of history of the area. Of course, the Tamar Valley is known for its mining. Okay, the Great Consols is just up over the road there. Right, one of the biggest copper mines that was in Devon. Okay, right on the Devon and Cornwall border. But Mill Hill Quarry, just up the road there, used to transport stone right the way down through this wood. This is the old railway track. Okay, and this track used to go down to Shiller Mill
on the other side of Lunburn and meet up with Tavistock Canal. And there, the train would unload the stone onto the canal barges and it would go up to Tavistock and down to Moorham. Well then, it got down to the quay at Moorham and it would be transported, probably all around the world. Mill Hill Slate going everywhere, which is absolutely brilliant. But there's still signs of the old railway track here. If you have a look at this, look, you can see this is one of the old railway sleepers. Of course, it's in the slate, look, and you can see the two holes here, look, and that's where the track would have been held down with the pins going into that sleeper. And I think that's absolutely brilliant. That just shows you the history of the area. Right, I better go and catch up with Elsie and see what she's found. Right, Joe?
Yeah.
Good, mate. Come on, puffed out, walking up over that hill. Right, okay, well, me and Elsie's walked around the whole of the valley trying to look for a fox den. And we can't find a thing, can we? Haven't seen nothing, no sign of it. I've just come back from the badger set, just set up the last trail camera. We've put 3 out, all around the wood. So we're going to leave them now for a few days, aren't we?
Yeah.
And hopefully come back and see if we got some results. But I can't see any signs of it, so I'm not too hopeful about that. But now we're going to go down to the weir and hopefully, fingers crossed, my trail cameras are still down there. And hopefully we'll have some results on there, some wildlife this time. Right, you ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay, let's load up and get on down there. All right, mate?
Yeah.
Okay, mate. Right, well the good news is we got down to the weir and both my cameras are still here untouched. It's absolutely brilliant. So I'm just going to take them off the brackets and I'm going to go up and join Elsie. We'll open that and see what's inside. But I'm just glad the cameras are still here. Right, mate, let's go and have a look. Right, let's have a look then, mate. Let's see what we got inside, shall we? Let's open it up and have a look. This is the most exciting part, opening up. See if we got any results on the camera. Right. Let's have a little looky see. Turn it on. Right, we've got some videos, look, coming up on the screen. That's me setting up. What's this here? Oh, what's that? Look, look, look! Hey, that's brilliant, isn't it? Hey, look! We got the dipper. We got the dipper. The first video on the camera, we got the dipper. That's what the bird I was trying to get. That's absolutely brilliant. Right, what else? Yeah, another one on the dipper. Oh, that's really, really good. I'm really pleased that we got the dipper on that. That's absolutely brilliant. I was trying to get a picture of that, and we managed to get the first 2 videos. Absolutely brilliant. Right, let's scroll through, see what else we got. That's good, isn't it, eh?
Yeah.
Right, what's this? Oh, we got some nighttime ones. Can't see anything on there, can you?
No.
What's that? What's that there? We got an otter! We got an otter on the screen! This is absolutely brilliant! We got an otter on the weir! This is absolutely brilliant! Look at that, look, Joan! That's really, really good, isn't it, eh?
Yep.
Absolutely brilliant. Right, let's see what else we got. Yeah, we got more. This is absolutely brilliant. We got otters on the cameras on the weir. Absolutely brilliant. I can't wait to check the other camera. Right, let's have a look through here, eh? Well, that's absolutely brilliant, isn't it, eh? What do you think of that? High five. Brilliant stuff. Absolutely brilliant. I'm really, really pleased with that. Right, we better go home and tell Mummy and Daisy, haven't we? Hey, fantastic. Right, let's go. Well, join me next week in the Tamar Valley as I go looking for a certain bird's nest down at the wood. We have a rescue and we make a release to the wildlife area at our garden. I go back to the peregrine's nest to see great progress before I get back to the wood to see if me and Elsie have anything on our cameras of the foxes.